Journey down the path's mosaic.
Players, hi, howdy. How's it going?
Hi.
Hello. For the second time.
Hey.
Yeah, we've been recording.
For the third time.
Peek behind the curtain. We've been recording for an hour and have accomplished nothing. Welcome, listeners, to the usual NPCs. I'm your Game Master, Tony Brett, here with we're just going to go courteous again, courteous cast. Guys, introduce yourselves in alphabetical order. That means Asia, go first.
Hi, I'm Asia, and I'm playing Althea Bloomheart.
Hi, I'm Jaime, and apparently I go after Asia, which is pretty crazy because it goes from A to J directly. And I play Boomer.
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Levi.
And I'm Maximilian, and I'm playing Screevemere.
I am Spencer, and I am playing Fitzgerald for the third time today. Rollins.
Fitzgerald Rollins III.
Welcome to the usual NPCs, everyone, and subscribe to the Patreon so you can get free bonus stuff. I mean, not free bonus stuff. It's free if you subscribe, but subscribing itself is not free. You get the idea.
Paid bonus stuff.
You know
Paid
how
bonus stuff.
that
You know
works.
what?
All
The
you have to
good
do is give us
feelings-
money, and the rest comes free.
We will say that the good feelings you receive are a free benefit. That's not one we list on our benefits, but it just happens because you help us. Isn't that nice?
Absolutely. You can feel my love from wherever you are.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, you guys are waking up in your encampment, your small encampment. Thankfully, no one suffered the damages of gross hypothermia over the night, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
You have Honeybun, the adorable bear cub, with you. And you have just about half a day's walk left to get to the next town on your little adventure, on your trip, Samningheim. So that trip you guys make relatively unimpeded, other than, of course, the cold and things that you're used to, and you end up seeing across the relatively open, snowy landscape what seems to be a small town in the distance. This is exactly what you expected. It's probably the smallest town any of you have ever seen. It's probably 7-8 buildings at most. And, of course, everything is covered in a thick layer of a few feet of snow. The buildings are made of cracking wood, and you hear... you hear what seems to sound like panic. Like panicked screams. As you see someone running out from the town towards you. At this point, you're about 120, 130 feet away from the nearest building. Someone is running towards you, screaming, "Draugr! Draugr! There's Draugr in the town!" You see it is a young woman, about probably 15, 16 years of age, screaming panicked as she runs towards you, pointing back towards the town.
Flacco, up. Go check out the town.
And the feathers fly as Flacco goes up into the air and out towards the town. And you see through your wonderful owl's eyes that a few Draugr are rushing into what seems to be the largest building, the only 2-story building in the town. 3 of them armored up and all.
It's true. They're there. We need to go.
And at this point, she catches up to you, and she is clearly highly distraught as she says, "The Draugr, there's more of them than we normally see, and they're in the town. They're in the tavern. You need to go and help."
Okay. Guys, we've dealt with well, I haven't, but you all have dealt with Draugr before, right?
Who's most confident to deal with Draugr?
I think we're all capable. Let us go.
Okay. Right in there. And I hoist up my spear and get my shield slid off my back. And I'm getting ready.
Alrighty.
I want to cast Longstrider on Levi.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
How many are there?
She says, I don't know. I saw probably 3 of them come into the tavern where we were. There could be more,
Okay.
but that's what I saw.
All right, get yourself to safety.
She says, where? Where would safety be? We only have the town. And she's got tears in her eyes.
We don't live here.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but just stay out here for right now.
And she worriedly panicked, just says, okay. It's very clear that she is in the grips of adrenaline-fueled panic right now, so hopefully that'll keep her warm out in the snow here.
Is there any place inside of the town that you know is safe? Or have they rushed all of the buildings?
She says, I don't know. I didn't see. I was only in the tavern, came rushing out.
Okay. I take a look. I mean, I'm assuming that we are basically in the middle of snowy wasteland.
More or less,
Correct.
yeah. There are some trees here and there.
Okay. Levi
Even
is
those are pretty
worried that
sparse.
if Draugr rushed into the town, that there might be more out here. So I think he'd actually reach out his hand and say, here, take my hand. We're going to go back in, and I'm going to get you to safety. Just stay right next to me and don't leave me.
And she says,
I reach out my hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to take hold of her hand, and I am not going to let go. Probably in order to do this, I'm going to need to drop the shield. But I will do it.
Cool. All right.
You're bringing her with us?
We'll fight.
Taking her into the battle is not great. We don't know
And
what...
leaving her out in the snow is not a good option either. What if there's more?
Yeah, she ran out here, though. She can run back in and find somewhere to be.
All right, hold on. Let me check something. And can I use Flacco's vision as he's flying to see if there's a safe passage for her to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So give me a perception check from Flacco.
Okay. Oof. That's going to be a 10.
With a 10, it's hard to really tell. Whatever Draugr are there in the town are mostly indoors already, breaking into a couple buildings. There are some buildings with closed doors, so maybe those are safe, but it's really tough to tell.
You can't see anything?
I can't see anything from Flacco, so I guess if you want to bring her, then go ahead.
Asia, you have casted Lone Strider on me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Levi. Okay. What I'm going to do then is I will actually... How heavy is this like a standard woman? Like, shouldn't, like, would be... I mean, like, I'm trying to, like, is this like dwarf? Is it an elf? Is it a human? Like, what am I dealing with?
This is a human.
Okay.
This is a human.
So I'm gonna... so I'm not super strong, but I think understanding that I'm feeling like I can run faster, as we approach the town, what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to dip off my backpack somewhere towards the entrance of the town and just like pick her up and then run her somewhere that's safe.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And while he was doing that, everyone else, where are you going? What are you doing?
I think Boomer's following Levi.
Cool.
I want to go see what's up.
Cool.
Maybe I'll go and make it, like, are they threatening people? I want to go see what they're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the tavern is the one place you've been directed to that you know there are Draugr right now. And it is, you saw her pointing at the building, and it's the building she came out of when she initially came running. So you know it's the 1-2-story building in the town. So most likely that would be the best place to go to find out what the dealio is, as it were. Fitz, I'm assuming you're doing the same?
I'm staying back with Haniban.
Okay. Okay.
I will bring up the rear.
Cool, fair enough. So then you all get up to the town pretty well. Can I get a strength check? Strength athletics, that's what it's called. Check from you, Levi, for carrying the girl.
Oh boy. That's an 18.
18. And
Actually,
you said taking
that's... if I can take athletics, that's going to be a dirty 20.
Nice. A nice filthy 20 from Levi. So you said you wanted to try to take her somewhere safe.
I do have divine sense, which I can't see stuff behind total cover, but in sacrificing the specific location of specific undead, I'd love to be able to get a sense of like, hey, generally this building is not being like a food court per se,
Yeah,
while
absolutely,
that
absolutely.
one is.
Yeah, that is good enough for me. You notice that you get a feeling that one of the buildings nearby, it seems to just be someone's house, doesn't seem to have anything bad in it, and the door is closed, but you don't see any formal locks or anything on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, seeing that there's no immediate obstruction, I would dash
Mhm.
over carrying the woman, and I'd just be like, "Oh, up with me," and I just like pick her up and just run over.
Yeah, and with your dirty 20, you have absolutely no issue doing that.
Yeah. This probably surprises most people because like I'm not like I do not look like I should be able to just pick up a fully grown woman that easily, but I am just booking it and on adrenaline now.
Mhm.
And I start up to the door.
Jeez, kids, slow down.
I pound on it a few times and I say, "I'm human," and then I just like I open up the door real quick and I just put her down and I do a quick look around.
You try to open it up and it does not budge. You hear some fumbling around on the other side, and you see an adult dwarf, very worried, open the door, and you can see the door was barred shut. As he looks at you, looks at the girl, immediately grabs her and pulls her in and says, "Thank you," as he quickly slams the door shut, and you hear him drop the bar back on it.
Cool. And then shields back out and we're good to go.
You make it to the door to the tavern, which is busted open with your retinue close behind you. Your detour was enough time for them to mostly catch up to you. As you hear from inside, definitely some ruckus, if you will, as well as occasional slurps of some liquid and potentially taunting from the top of the stairs. Depending upon, I mean, I don't know. Scrivmir, our good long-lost friend, you tell me what they hear.
I think it's a pretty steady rhythm. It's probably every now and then you hear like a followed by a I'd say in a pretty healthy rhythm, but yeah, there's some slurps in between.
Awesome. In that case, can we get everyone in initiative inside this tavern? Scrivmir, I will give you advantage on it because you were there in the combat already.
All right. 18.
Oh,
Cool.
it was a 19, but it's a 12.
Cool.
Filthy 20.
9.
4.
Oof. Did you roll
I'm still
a 4?
kind
Or
of.
did you get a 4 total?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I did roll a 4. It's a 7. I lied.
Okay. Awesome.
But like, I'm just like, I'm behind Levi, looking around, like at the like, sort of scanning the town. So, makes sense.
There are 3 of them inside this tavern. One clearly seems much more armored up, much more well-equipped than the other 2. All 3 of them are by a stairwell from where you're standing, the right side of the room, with occasional shots being sent at them as they try to dismantle some tables and chairs that are on the stairs.
So I want to know, like, what are they doing? Are they trying to get somewhere? Are they hurting people?
Yeah, so they seem like they're ravenously... It seems like someone had taken the furniture that was in the tavern and barricaded the stairs. And so they're trying to rip past that to get up the stairs to whoever's on the second floor. Which, yeah.
Are there any people still on this level?
On this level, no. You see one dead body, unfortunately. It seems like they are dragonborn, probably around mid-aged.
Okay, so maybe I'm gonna do Thorn Whip.
Cool, very nice. On the better equipped one or one of the 2 others?
I want to get them away from the barricade. So anybody who's like, I don't know, making good progress.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the 2 in front. The more heavily armored one seems to be in the back calling the shots. So they're both relatively equal from what you can tell, so we'll just go with one of them.
Okay, that's a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
I believe I dragged them back. That's a 4 damage.
4 for damage. All right. Cool. And does that Thorn Whip grab and draw them back towards you?
Yes, 10 feet closer. If they're large or smaller.
Cool. Absolutely. They are medium size, so that is perfect.
Okay.
So I'm curious, your thorn whip, where magically does that come from? I say come from. Hopefully you're not vomiting this too.
No, it's just a like with my crochet hook. I do a vine
Yeah,
with like
absolutely,
spikes.
absolutely. You take your crochet hook and plunge it into one of your bags of yarn that you have on you, and as you pull out a bright green strand that, through your magical energies and your talented knitting needles, turns into a perfect thorn whip as it slings towards one of the frontmost of the Draugr, wraps around its arm. You see as it takes a bunch of the skin that was on the arm with it as it pulls the Draugr away and towards you, rending some of the decaying flesh from its body.
Scissors. I'm not keeping that yarn.
And with a quick snap of the other hand, scissors come out and take the yarn off to immediately undo that tie from him, but he is away from the barricade that he was previously dismantling. Good job on that. Anything else you were doing on your turn?
I don't think I have. I have bonus actions, but no, I'm done.
Cool. And so this room is about 30 feet by 40 feet approximately. It's the biggest building in this town, but as taverns go, it's not that large. So him being pulled 10 feet away puts him about 15, 20 feet from where you all are stationed by the door currently, but away from the barricade, so that's good. Next, it is that Draugr's turn. Immediately, he turns around and looks towards you, Althea, and starts rushing towards you, making an attack. Does a 17 hit you?
Yep.
He rushes towards you and he slashes forward and gets a good gash right in your thigh for 6 damage.
Oof.
Okay.
Oh my god, how's Althea looking?
Not great.
Oh dear.
And you immediately feel a searing pain in your thigh. Can you go ahead and give me a Constitution save?
Okay. 16.
16 is enough. You feel what would be the decaying energies from his blade just kind of emanate off of your thigh. Thankfully, you are ready, and you throw a quick patch over the torn fabric of a nice quick crocheted patch that you keep on you, and you are okay. Cool. Next, it is the other Draugr's turn that is at the barricade, and it's just tearing through it. It pulls a chair off and throws it across the room, but it is pretty focused on its task. There are still a few pieces of furniture and things in its way, which makes it Skrivmir's turn.
Does the cover or the high ground give me anything?
I will give you advantage from being at the high ground as this thing is distracted.
Right.
And if they make any ranged attacks on you, I will give you cover.
Gotcha. All right. Then, as you watch, you can see sort of like both sides of its chest glow, and there's like a small tattoo in the Jotun script that appears on it. And, well, that's going to be good enough, but let's see. I assume a 24 hits.
Yeah, I should hope so. I'm assuming this is at the other one dismantling the barricade.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's a D6 for my short bow, a D6 for sneak attack, and a D6 from Hunter's Mark.
Oh,
So
I
that
made a mistake
is-
giving you advantage, didn't I?
Yes, you did. That is 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yeah. So as you see, this half orc just sort of like spring up gently from behind this barricade, and all you can really see through the hole is the point of an arrow as it right through this Draugr.
You guys can barely even see you. It's tough to even tell that it is Skrivmir up there. Some of you might not even have noticed, but you do see a perfectly placed arrow plant itself right between the eyes of the other Draugr dismantling the barricade. It hits with so much force that the head, freshly skewered, rolls right off of its shoulders and it drops to the ground. Anything else on your turn?
Do I have to use a bonus action for that? No, I can't move Hunter's Mark till my next turn. Nope, that's just it. But you hear from behind the barricade, see, I told you no one was going to die.
Hey!
The very familiar voice rings true. Next, it is the much more armored, much more prepared of the Draugr. This one will see that you are there in front of it, see the small opening that you fired through in the barricade, and decide to take a shot at you.
All right.
Cover. Does a 14 hit your armor class +5?
It does not.
Yeah, I didn't think it would. You see the much more heavily armored of the Draugr take out its own short bow, knock an arrow, and then loose it, and it plants itself just in the table off to your left in the barricade. Next, Fitzgerald Rollins. What you got for me?
Fitz is going to make sure that Honeybun is safe. Can I make a perception check to see if there's like a little cupboard or something that I can place him in for the meantime?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me perception.
I'm rolling like crap today. That is a 6.
As far as you can tell, your best bet is you could go across the tavern to where the bar is and probably like hide him under there.
Okay.
But that's probably your best bet here.
To get to the bar, I would have to go through the Draugr.
With how the room is positioned with the stairs on the far right side, you could make your way there without having to cross through them.
Okay, then I'm going to make my turn. I'm going to take my turn to run to the bar, place Honeybun behind the bar as an object interaction, and then I'm going to is Scrivmere behind the bar? Where do we see it?
Scrivmere is on the second floor, all the way up the stairs behind the barricade on the stairs.
Oh, okay. All right, then never mind. I don't say anything to him. From the bar, can I make my way behind the bar?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be easy enough for you to either vault over or walk around. Like I said, the room isn't all that big.
I'm not going to walk. I'm going to run around. I will run around, place him down, and then use my hand crossbow. Let me see. Do it. Honeybun, you stay safe, okay? Stay down here. Because this is very dangerous, I'm going to use a sharpshooter and take the -5. That is 22 -5, 17.
And is this at the more heavily armored, the leader of the three, or is this the one that Althea already thorn-whipped?
This is at the leader of the three.
At the leader? Okay. A 17 does hit.
Alright, so that's 15 damage.
15 damage. You dart over, and as you get behind the bar, you see it's got little internal shelves where it's hollowed out, and you comfortably place Honeybun between a bottle of ale and a stack of bowls as you pop up, hand crossbow out, and take a shot as it sails through and sinks itself firmly into the chest of the more heavily armored of the Draugr. This is enough to definitely knock him off kilter and absolutely take his attention from you. You see, as you look through and he turns towards you, you can't actually see the crossbow bolt in him because it's gone clear through. There's a big old chunk missing from his chest. Anything else on your turn?
Can I hide behind the bar? Like, can I do can I just dip
I'll
down?
let you drop down so that you're behind full cover.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. That makes it Levi's turn.
Cool. When you say that it's knocked off kilter, I'd like to do something that's probably not going to be an attack, but I'm also wanting to see, like, how battered does this big one look? Does it look like it's taken a few hits and it's like...
Yeah, the chunk missing from its chest really seemed to fuck it up. Its left arm is barely attached at this point.
Okay. So we still have 2 Draugr that are going after the barricade, correct?
So one is near the barricade.
Okay.
It's the leader one, but
Right.
that's the one that also has the hole missing in its chest.
Okay.
The other one is the one that is on Althea right now.
Oh, right. There's that. Okay. I would love to get onto the other side of the Draugr that is on Althea,
Mhm.
and while making a pass around it, throw a rope in between the two, and then just grab, like when I come up behind the Draugr, I want to get the rope and I basically want to grapple by falling backwards to peel the Draugr off of Althea.
Okay, interesting. I will, because I am kind, I will either allow it to be a ranged attack roll as though it were a lasso of some sort, or a sleight of hand check to wrap it around. Whatever you're more comfortable with. I'm assuming you'll be better on the ranged attack roll.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a ranged attack roll. I'm going to guess no proficiency because this is going to be a bit of an improvisation.
Definitely not, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Then we're going to give it a try. That is a 10. Total.
Unfortunately, a 10 does not make it as you take the rope out, swing it around, and try to loop it around as a quick makeshift way. But unfortunately, you were not able to put it together a proper knot quickly enough to wrap around this guy as it just falls apart and slinks right off of him.
Okay. So, rules question. Since I did a ranged weapon attack, are we considering the rope in this instance? No, it's not a light melee weapon because it's a ranged attack. Okay, never mind.
Correct.
I was trying to see if I could just get a quick dagger in with 2-weapon fighting for a bonus action. But
I see your philosophy on there, and the answer is no.
no. Fair enough. Then you see me just struggle trying to pull the Draugr off, but just not working. And that's going to be my turn.
All right. Boomer. Go ahead.
So Boomer is with Levi, was turned around when you tried to do this, turns back around to look at you and is like, why are you hugging that Draugr kid?
He won't fall down. Ew, it's gross and slimy.
Yeah, don't touch them. They're disgusting.
I noticed.
And Levi is, of course, at this point covered with half-frozen Draugr goo.
Ugh. It's like snot. It's like you're skiing. Or like, yeah, it's gross. I don't ski. I don't know anything about skiing. I'm just gonna like lean over and shiv him, I guess.
Cool, absolutely.
Is my sort of intuition. So I guess I'll do a dagger attack for a total of 24 to hit.
Jeez, 24 definitely hits. Go ahead.
4 damage.
4 damage, you say?
Yeah.
Hey, better than no damage.
Better than no damage. Yeah. You just shuffle slightly so that you're right up on it and jam a dagger deep into its sternum. Good job. It is still up, but barely. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm just gonna try to grab it, I guess, grapple it and pull it off.
Grapple, I believe to grapple is your main action.
Oh, I mean, like, prepare to grapple.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm gonna square up to grab it off of his
Yeah.
back. Off
Oh,
of,
yeah. You take
Levi.
a wide stance. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
sturdy and ready.
Yep.
Cool.
That's it.
Alrighty then, back to top of turn order. Althea, go ahead.
Would I have to use an action to try and get up?
You've not been knocked down, so you're good. And I believe it is full movement to get up when you are knocked down, but you're not, so you're good.
Right.
I believe it's 15
Can
feet
I-
of your movement.
Can I stab it in the temple with my knitting needles?
You are more than welcome to try. Give it a go.
How tall? How tall is this Draugr? Because
She might have
Well, I
to
mean,
jump.
he would have had to. He would have had to bend down to hit me in the thigh.
Well, yeah, he's got a
That's
big
almost
sword.
the ground. I don't know. 15 to hit.
A 15 does hit. Go ahead, give me damage.
4.
A 4? With a 4, you see as it's slightly distracted by Levi's rope, it drops to one knee to try to like pull the rope off of itself, and you seize this advantage, run up, put one foot on his knee to pop yourself up a little bit higher as you plant the knitting needle firmly in his temple, and as you try to pull the needle out, unfortunately you wrench the whole head off with it. That Draugr is dead.
These heads
and
are
then-
attached with scotch tape.
And then I'm gonna like back up, get behind somebody,
Absolutely.
Oh, and let me be specific. Then I'll get behind Boomer. Any of the team I have cover behind, so.
Yeah. Alrighty then, and if that is your turn, then that makes it Skrivmir's turn.
So the corpse, the headless corpse of the Draugr, is still glowing a little bit from my hunter's mark, but then it fades, and the hunter's mark reappears, sort of around the hole in the chest cavity of the equipped Draugr who's still on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pop another shot at it.
Absolutely.
That's funny. I keep rolling one good one and 1 4. So the good one is 19.
19 does hit. Go ahead.
Nice. Oh no.
Oh, no.
20 damage.
Oh,
jeez.
that's not a no.
So, yes.
Well, I will say 2 things. Firstly, I need to make these encounters a lot more challenging with you here. And secondly, how would you like to do this?
So it's the last Draugr standing, right?
Absolutely.
So I think what I do is I sort of kick the barricade towards the Draugr, and then as the tables and chairs are falling at him, I just put the edge of the bow to the far side of a table and shoot it through, just directly into its head.
Yeah.
Sort of like a nail gun. So whatever death throws it also has a table attached to its head now.
Perfect. Yes, you guys hear a loud crash as you start seeing all of the furniture from the barricade tumble down the stairs into the Draugr. And just as the last table lands vertically on it, almost completely covering its body, pressing it to the ground, you hear just the very slight whistle of something moving at incredible speeds as you see through a solid few inches of wood and through the back of the Draugr's head, one firm arrow pins the two together.
And then Skrivmir sort of stands up and gives a little work wave, a friendly little...
For the first time yet, you can see what is very clearly Skrivmir at the top of the stairs.
Levi does
much comfortable.
The Leo meme of squinting his eyes and pointing. Hey! You're here!
Oh.
Althea's going to separate her chopsticks, freeing them from the head, and just wait. Hi.
I'm hugging a undead. Or about to.
Yes.
Skrivmir, what are you doing here?
What? We said we would meet in this town.
Did you get the things that we left you at Fort Temning Norden?
Yeah, we are. The things?
I paid a pretty penny for a couple of things for you. Put on layaway.
You had them shipped to me or something?
No, we thought you were going to go to Fort Temning Norden.
Yeah, and I did, and I come here and I meet you. We say, what if we were to meet in Samningheim? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll see you in Samningheim. And then you came to Samningheim, and there's oh no, look at all the undead, oh no. And then I killed 2, and you killed 1, and then I said hello, and present moment.
Okay.
Yeah, that about covers it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
All clear. Wait, actually, is it all clear?
Yes. This room is now completely empty aside from you all and the corpses.
All right.
Are there more? There were more Draugr in the city.
If I could actually do another divine sense, I'm gonna quickly look at the bodies and stuff and try to get look for the clues and things that people have told me in my guard duties of what to look for if someone turning to undead, and utilizing that as a divine sense.
Yes, absolutely. So, give me a... Let's go perception check for your divine sense.
Okay.
But it's going to be a divine perception.
A divine perception.
I mean, that doesn't change what you roll, but it changes the answer I give you.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, What kind of modifier am I adding to this divine perception? Do you want wisdom? Or like
yeah, let's do that. Let's make it
charisma?
fun. Let's
All right. Well, if it's wisdom, that's going to be 0 for a total of 19.
Jeez. All right. What do you spellcast with?
Civic duty.
I mean, what stat?
Okay, it's technically charisma.
Oh, well, in that case, use charisma instead for
24.
being your class is divine. Jeez.
Yeah. Or
With
sorry,
that?
no, it's 22. Yeah,
20,
it's
okay.
plus
Oh, well, in
5
that
with,
case,
with certain
you're basically
modifiers,
blind.
but yeah.
Right.
With a 22 with your divine sense, you are looking at what you've seen in the past, looking at what you know as far as tracking hunters, and you definitely get the feeling that there's another Draugr or two throughout the town, but most of them, you're actually, as you look out the door, seeing a couple people dragging the bodies out to the town center of the Draugr. It seems like the couple here and there that went into separate buildings have been handled by the townsfolk themselves.
Okay. Then I'm going to, if it seems like that's under control, then I'm
Very
going
much
to
so.
loosen myself a little bit, crack my neck,
All right.
and just look around and be like, "Hey, is everyone okay? Strivmir, get down here."
Yeah. Oh, all right. Everyone, come out. And behind Scribmere are like, I don't know, Tony. How many people?
Probably most of the people who were in the tavern at the time, so probably 5 or 6 people.
And so you guys, know, when you see these people, they're going to look like they have been massacred. Just dripping blood, scarred, like limbs amputated. But they all seem to be extremely good spirits.
What did you do?
Levi panics and starts running up there to
Oh,
heal
no.
all of them.
No. Sorry. You see, in my mind, undead, they like to hunt the living, and so corpses. Oh no, they're all dead. I figured less of a.
So you killed them all.
Oh, wow.
Scribmere pulls out a dagger and he presses a button on the side that gives a little boop, and then, like in a flash of light,
that's
they
right.
are all totally
yeah.
fine.
The knife.
And you hear an older man from the group just say, "Oh, thank goodness. Do you know how difficult it's been pretending to limp for the last 10 minutes?"
That is
Whining does
good.
not become you.
I just walk to the bar and I'm like, whiskey or whatever you drink. I don't care.
I pop up from behind it with honey bun. Yeah.
Whoa, what?
We needed after that. All right. Yeah, drinks all around, everyone. I put like 6 gold on the bar and just start pouring everyone a drink. Oh.
So, did you have a nice trip?
Yes, I made a friend.
Oh.
Here, see my son.
And you see in a little handmade Bjork on Fitzgerald's chest is a small black bear cub with just a little bit of brown around his snout.
Tlaco gets a little jealous when everyone pets him, but he'll get over it.
Your son is beautiful.
Thank you.
They made me pick it up. It was asleep, and they made me go. It was terrifying. I was certain it was going to be some sort of lore, but no.
Tell Scribmere why we made you pick it up.
I don't remember what your reason was. I just did it because you told me to.
You were a black bear at the time.
Yeah, no, I became a black bear to go do it, but
You became a black bear?
yeah.
Wait, how many of you can turn into bears? You act like, oh, hey, look at me. You turned into bears, so we had to pick up bear cub.
I mean,
Don't
I
worry,
wish.
That's why I
It's
mentioned
fine.
it.
It's not a big deal.
But tell us about your travels.
But now everyone's filled in.
Yeah. Oh, I had some business to do at the fort, and then I came here and I looked at the sign and I was like, hey, the sign, for the tavern is fine, but could do better. The proprietor here, Tony, what's the owner's name?
And you see the owner is Galvar. He
Galvar.
is a halfling man, and he kind of wanders over towards you, gestures slightly towards the many dead bodies strewn across his floor, but then kind of resigns himself as he takes the gold off the counter and he says, "Oh, hello there, Scrivmere."
Yeah. So, we were having talk because I stayed here last night. I show a couple of versions. I think we were going for block lettering. Small town. You want something simple. Not ostentatious. You don't want to be above your standard. And anyways, this morning, I was painting it out, and boom, undead. And then, great. Morning ruined.
He definitely didn't get what we left for him.
No, I can tell. It's fine. I'll try to get that money back.
Was it good? Was it a present?
Just a set of
Why would you send me
snowshoes
a
and
bad
some
thing?
coats and some winter gear and everything else that would have made the trip a little bit less miserable for you. But you know what? That's okay. You just missed it. That's all. I mean, it was kind of weird for us to think the guards who don't have the infrastructure to put up a guard post on the outside
Would know what
to actually
layaway
be
is.
able to catch you.
Right.
Well, I'm.
That's kind of
content
our
with-
bad.
Yeah, I'm content with my own cloak, which is beautiful and has like a nice star print on it. But I thank you. Did you bring extra just in case? Because you knew we were going to meet up again.
I thought you. So here's the thing. I thought you were going to go and get in there, but I'm sorry, Scrivmere. We'll get you something in this town. I assume that they have something here.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I'm
he could
sure
probably
this,
pay for it.
this
He's
town
rich.
This town is known for its snowshoe manufacture. This is.
I mean, the Ford wouldn't be either, but they had it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
At some point,
So-
I will start prepping the zombie bodies to be drugged outside.
Mm-hmm. And Galvar says, "I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that."
Yep.
It's okay. I have a bear in here, right?
And Galvar
Very
kind
normal.
of looks at you, looks at the bear, seemingly questioning, as you see Honeybun reach his paws out forward and kind of like clench his claws a couple times like he's asking for a hug. And Galvar just says, I think that bear will be all right.
Oh, good. All right.
I'm gonna
Thank
cast
you.
Cure Wounds on myself.
Oh,
Probably not a bad idea.
Get out my
Right.
Cure Wounds blanket. Just put
Wrap
it over
yourself
my
up all
lap.
nice and warm.
everyone is okay after this.
I think you were the only.
Well, except for Althea.
Althea took the only damage, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Was there anybody in the town who was injured?
And Galvar gestures to, unfortunately, there is a Dragonborn on the floor who seems very clearly not undead. Yeah.
I'll take him out.
And Galvar says, I appreciate it. It's unfortunate to see her go, but I mean, it's better to cremate her soon than have her come back as one of those.
Do you not have
figured-
healers here?
Out here? No, I mean, we have some people who know some basic medicine, but nothing more than that.
Okay.
Here,
Alright.
I'll go with. I didn't know her, but I tried to get everyone upstairs.
Firemen carry this lady out.
I write to the. I'm going to take a moment to jot down the idea to write to this. I call it the Spire. It's Sparrow's Rest, but like, what's the main magical council called? Is it the Spire?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to write to the Spire, to see if we can get a healer out here, for these people.
All right. You draft a very nice letter. You're welcome to give me a persuasion check between sessions, and I'll see how well it worked.
Sure.
After
So, go ahead.
helping with some of the bodies, maybe just ask. This is one of our stops before heading north, right? Or
Yes. This was what you were recommended as your next town, and then they would have a good town. Because the big thing is, usually towns kind of come up and go down per whether or not they get attacked by enough things. So usually the best way to go is to just town hop one to the next with a general end location, because you won't really have people know too much about the proper next town over until you get there, you know?
Yeah.
So people here will know a good place to go next, and the people there will know a good place to go next, etc.
Okay.
Can I ask the barman or the owner of the bar?
Yeah.
We were in the fort. We were in Fort Samningheim, and they said that they didn't have a lot of Draugr attacks recently. Have they increased here?
They haven't increased here. Honestly, they've dropped out quite a bit. Normally we'll get 2, maybe 3 at most. At most. This attack is our first one in probably 2 months, and it's way more than normal.
Did anyone see where they came from? Did they just walk into the city, or
Just
any
further
direction?
northwest as far as we can tell, but we didn't get a lot of warning on this. Everyone was inside at the time.
All right. And there are no guards here, correct?
No, not a one.
No. All right. Is there a leader of this town that we can talk to?
Not really. We all just kind of work together to keep things up and running.
All right. I'm going to begin to introduce the idea of maybe having maybe a mayor, someone that can actually wrangle the troops. Yeah, they're not troops, but we need someone to designate someone else to be a lookout for the city, because this surprise has taken out a couple people, and we don't want that to happen again.
He says, yes, I understand. Some sort of notification or warning system would be good to have. Probably localized around here, but a lot of towns don't last too long, so we don't want to set up any too strong infrastructure, so we'll probably be reliant on people, and he sort of works out with you over the conversation.
Are there sorcerers
sort of,
here, or are there wizards here? Not wizards, but are there people with magical abilities here?
None that I know of. Maybe someone's picked up a trick or two here or there, but for the most part, we're all just farmers and carpenters, stonemasons, things like that.
All right.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but you mentioned that the amount of attacks has gone down, but that this attack had many more of the Draugr, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And did it seem that they were more, I don't know, coordinated?
Well, yes, usually when a band of Draugr shows up, 2 or 3 of them, there's no real hierarchy, but, I mean, you saw with these, there seemed to be someone, I almost want to say, shouting orders for the others. Not literally, but metaphorically.
And which one was that?
Well, he was the big armored one. Yeah. The one with the pauldrons and that was, of course, the one that you guys saw when you came in, who seemed to be directing the 2 that were tearing down the barricade when you showed up.
Yeah. I'll, snap my finger like I'm getting an idea, and I'll just point at him and say, great. For my drink, I'll take a hot water. And I turn around. And I'll go out to where the bodies are being dragged out to. And I'd like to search for anything unusual on the really big one. I know that there was armor pieces and stuff, but I'm looking for anything that maybe has a rune on it, a gem.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go with Levi and check the body also.
Yeah.
But also before I go, I would like to say to the barkeep, hey, I will give you 10 silver if you make that hot water just a cup of vodka. Hot vodka. Please.
And he has had a look of raw confusion from the moment the words hot water were said. And he just gives you a confused but acknowledging nod as you
Thank you.
see him pull a bottle of clear liquid from behind the counter.
Perfect. Thank you. I move Honey Bun from my front to my back, and I'll go over to inspect the body with Levi.
Cool. Whoever you prefer can give me an investigation check with advantage because of the help action.
What is your investigation, Levi?
So I think that in this, it's definitely going to be lower than yours. But
Can I do it?
I would, yeah, if you want to come out with us, we'd be chatting about going out, to look at this. I think I'd be talking about my interest of how, we trained for Draugr attacks and that they're all just like a clump that kind of move together slowly, that the fact that they're divvied up is weird. And so I'm suspicious. So it'd make sense for more magically inclined people to be like looking for specific things, in that sense. So I'll provide the help that is to say, I will provide the help action for whoever actually has the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Althea, you do the investigation. I like your little spectacles that come down and do the weird sound.
I know. Wait.
And
I don't know that helps.
I will cast Detect Magic on this Draugr.
Cool. Sounds good. Go ahead with Detect. I will get to your Detect Magic in just a second. We will start with Althea. What is your roll for investigation?
With the help action.
I rolled a 4 and an 11, so 14.
All right. So with a 14, you're searching through, trying to find something of note. You do find, as you pop a lens on, just to see if it helps at all, and the world disappears around you, and you see a couple pairs of pants in this stack of bodies, and something that looks like a pocket has something in it in one of them. As you root into the pocket and pull out what seems to be an old, and when I say old, I mean old-ass old, wood-carved little runic pendant. It doesn't seem to have a magical aura of its own, but it does seem to have a name in Svarka scribed into it. As far as fits your Detect Magic, you don't detect anything particular outside of just the fact that they were undead themselves. However, you do find that the weapons they carry seem to have some sort of enchantment on them to make them not necessarily apply a poison, as much as a poison-like effect that you touch one of the blades to try to divine out exactly what it is, and you feel as though it injects cold as a concept into your veins as you touch it.
Ooh. Do I seem like I need help?
No,
Like,
you are managing yourself well enough. You know how to handle this stuff properly. You've played around with enough magical artifacts in your university days to know not to just cut yourself on magical blades.
Yeah, I look at it. There isn't anything coming off of their bodies or this pendant.
Sure.
But their weapons are enchanted with something. Now, I would like to check to see if any of them have a hand crossbow.
Absolutely. Give me investigation, just to dig around.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With a dirty 20, unfortunately, they still do not have any hand crossbows on them. You're noticing, however, something interesting is they mostly have short bows. And these short bows seem to have... It's something that you would only know from your artifact days, from examining old historical pieces and things like that. The design, the way that they're carved out, some of the knife work on them, seems reminiscent of bizarrely old artifacts. Like the kind of things that you would expect to find in deep archaeological digs. It'll take some more investigation to see what's so weird about it, or maybe to try to date it. but
Hmm.
something about it is weirdly primitive.
Seeing how old this is, you see a look of kind of like, whoa, I've found something great. I found something older than I've ever found before. My irises glow a gold, and I cast Identify on this, and also I think as a ritual I can do it over multiple items. I'm not sure, but I would like to do it over the
bow as well as the pendant, I assume.
Correct, yes, the bow and the pendant.
So, with Identify, I will allow you to know rough dating on it. The bow is so old that you actually, even with your Identify, you don't know for sure how old it is because it dates so far back beyond anything you've ever seen. But you can tell that it seems to predate the war between the giants and the gods.
This is from before the war. Oh my god.
In particular, on the pendant, you notice that the pendant is in Svarka, and on the other side of it has runes in Giant. And both of them seem to say, because I know you read both Giant and Svarka, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them seem to say Ymir on them, the name of course, the first of the giants, the greatest of the giants. And what's interesting about this Ymir pendant is the string around it to wear it isn't long enough for a giant to wear.
It's from before the what? And you see Levi kind of like spinning the scimitar in his hand. What's going on?
This is an ancient artifact. Something I've never seen before in my studies, something that we as a society have not seen before. This is older than the war between the giants and the gods. And this pendant is also here. No, I'm kidding. The pendant says restroom. No, I'm kidding. The pendant says Ymir, the first giant.
So should I not take this?
The weapon you can... I would... Honestly, I was gonna take a hand crossbow. It sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
To inject pure cold? Awesome.
Okay, just like if you're going to take something, then I'll take this if that's okay. Yeah, but that's interesting. So it says Ymir, who's the first giant. I haven't brushed up on my old history much in my training.
Yes. From what we can tell, this is common knowledge, right?
So, more or less, some level of education would be required to know a lot about it. The War of the Giants and the Gods is something that's told to children to put them to bed and things like that. So the name Ymir, as the first giant and the leader of the giants who was slain when the giants were pushed back out of the land, is something that would generally be known. But as far as any actual ties to historical record, that would just be basically a you and Althea thing because of your guys' university educations.
Right.
Yeah.
I would explain as much as I could about the world lore to Levi, and I say, yes, there was a war between the giants and the gods. The elves, they left, they went to the forest. The giants were pushed back, and the gods took this land. They created us, basically, from what we know. They created all of, I would say, it's not mankind, but
the mortal races is what I've been saying.
Yes, they created all of the mortal races. I'm not sure what this pendant is, though, because this pendant isn't for the neck of a giant. This pendant is for the neck of something much smaller. Can I see any sort of... like, I know it says a mirror, but is there like an inscription or something on it as to who this was, or...
It is unfortunately just the name in both of the two languages on either side. And with your identify, we'll let you know that this does seem to be around the same age as the bow.
Oh, I'm going to keep this. I take the pendant off. You wouldn't see it in his face, but Fitz is not a person who believes or, is not a champion of the gods. But he is a champion of the old. He is a champion of the time that has passed, the ancient cultures that have passed, the elves, the giants, and he will take it and tie it around his neck.
Cool.
I'm going to walk back what I said earlier. No, don't take the weapons. I'm going to try to get the university here to collect them.
I mean, I kind of looked at the sword a little bit, and like I immediately tried to like pull out the spear and like spin it, and it just like I just fumble it and I drop it onto the ground.
All right, take it down, take it easy.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's something about this one
they're
that
very
like
fragile. Like the bodies of the Draugr, these things are very fragile.
Right. I understand. I'm just one. Like, there's a couple. I understand. Listen, maybe like this thing doesn't even look like. I mean, it looks old, but it doesn't look tarnished, right?
Levi.
I might as well hang on to it until we could get it back to the university.
We can hold on to it. Just we can't use it. Okay, if we break it, there's a whole thing, and it's just kind of like I'm not doing my best to do my job, which is to keep these things precious, keep these things, So just maybe just hold on to it, but don't use it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Mr. Not Mark, I got you, and I give him a wink, and I find a way to fashion it.
I don't think you're getting it.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. Here, we've got drinks, I think, inside.
Yes, we do. We really do. Let's go get your hot water.
So like, while that's happening, and as Boomer and Scrivmere are carrying this body, I'm like, as soon as we get out the door, Boomer's gonna be like, "All right, what you got on you?" and just go through her pockets.
Oh my gosh! Go ahead, give me investigation.
3.
With a 3,
God.
You find a single copper piece as you search this poor body.
I just flick it to Scrivmere. Here you go.
Scrivmere catches it. Ed just sort of like holds his hand and just like is like perfectly still as he watches you do this.
And let's go. Come on to the village pyre, I guess.
I hope that they perform the correct rites on these people, so we can prevent future Draugrs.
I don't think they're that interested in that.
Yeah, I could tell from the amount of the undead plaguing their shores.
Did you see which direction they came from?
No, I was at the bar. I was like...
Okay, I was just wondering.
I was very peacefully taking out my calligraphy kit, and then the screaming started. Yes. Have your travels been untroubled?
Except for the bear, yeah.
Good. And have you always been able to turn into a bear?
Oh, I don't actually turn into a bear.
It was, like a metaphor, like you were like a bear, you were vicious.
Yeah, look at me, I'm so vicious. I'm taller than you, and you're really tall, right? I'm like 7 feet tall, real broad-shouldered, and I just go like, "Arr! Look how vicious I am."
Oh, I am terrified. I'm shaking in my boots. This is
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the general response. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Honestly, to the right person, I bet if you said, "I am bear now," they'd be like, "Okay, Mister."
Yeah, I mean, probably that's probably true. I don't know.
Yes. All right.
I wink and tip my like big red hat.
Yeah, but when we get to the pyre, don't go rooting through the rest of the corpses. I don't want to have to fight all these town people.
Yeah, no, I was just more wondering if maybe she was involved in somehow
No,
bringing
I don't
them.
think
Okay.
so. I don't think so. It's just, not everyone was fast enough to make it upstairs.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Alrighty,
That's
and
it.
the five of you end up making your way back to the tavern at all around the same time, and Galvar has drinks poured for all of you.
Oh, just a quick flavor thing. When we put the corpse down, I take the copper piece and I put it on one of her eyes.
I'll take out another copper piece and put it on the other eye.
Very nice.
She came up.
In death, she came up.
And there are drinks poured for all of you there as you come back after placing bodies, searching bodies, looting bodies, burning bodies, etc. You didn't do the burning yourselves, but it will be done. And you sit down at the bar, and there are various drinks poured for you all. It seems like there's a variety, so you get exactly what you need, except for one drink that is noticeably clear and hot.
You're muted. You're muted.
But for our listeners,
That was you were
the
giving
physicality of it.
Helen,
Yeah, yeah,
gorgeous
yeah.
to watch. Oh
right,
my
sorry.
god!
It's like if you electrocuted a puppet.
The reaction is, oh, jeez! Oh, this water is terrible!
You can't insult
Drink
the
up.
local water supply. Jeez.
Drink up. You have to keep yourself hydrated when you're going out into the snow.
Good lord.
I don't know if it's a town with a lot of corpses that has funny tasting water. I wouldn't.
This one, I wink. This is the special water that he ordered. It's
My
really
eyes are
hot.
watering. Jeez.
Yeah, he ordered
it's not
spicy
even
water.
that
Right?
warm. Oh my
Scrivener leans over, sniffs it, and goes, "Oh, never mind. I'm sure it's safe." And then he pats Levi on the back.
I have a question for you all. The attacks are getting fewer, but they are increasing in size. There seem to be Draugr themselves that are able to command tinier Draugr. Do you think we might need to go and actually explore?
I don't think that we're being paid to be curious. I think we're getting paid to investigate an ancient, burning hot blade.
I am not a free consultant.
I mean, like you said, we're dealing with stuff that's like older than old. And what, we also are going to try to find some artifact that is also older than old, or just old. But just on that, like, I'm no logic person, but it seems to me like we're going in the right direction, right?
We're going north.
Things are
I
vaguely
just-
north.
I just have a feeling that if we keep going where we're supposed to be going, we might run into both issues and be able to do something about it.
Right.
I take Levi's cup and take a big swig.
That was the rest of my water.
No, there's more. It's fine. More water for this kid.
The same exact order, please.
Spicy water.
And Galvar, you notice, looks at you all, kind of sighs a little bit, pulls up a clear bottle from behind the counter, the same one Fitz you saw earlier, and you'll notice he's specifically holding it label facing his chest. as he pours out another flagon of and sets it over the fire to heat back up for you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I totally get wanting to do the right thing and, help people as much as possible. But I'm going to assume that it's like snowing or at least some
It is
form
literally
of...
always snowing.
Okay.
It is never not snowing.
Like, I'm not a tracker. I'm not by any sorts a ranger. I don't think I'd be able to go out there and track down where these things came from. I think if we try to go out to where we don't know, like, any sense of where we're going, we're just going to end up like the Draugr themselves.
This was just a thought. It's clear that no one wants to be a freelancer here. This was just something I was thinking about. And I look at I look at Honey Bun and I pet him.
He seems to almost coo like a baby.
Whoa! I've never heard a bear coo, but that's pretty cool.
I mean, how many bear cubs have you pet?
There was one summer in the other place I was at. I really didn't learn the names of these cities.
Althea wants to present Honey Bun with a little hat that she's made him. There's like a hole for his ears, and then it's green with like dark green spikes, like he's a dinosaur going down the back of it.
That is perfect.
So you get the little hat now.
He wears it proudly and happily.
Yes. I'm so happy you have a craft.
Logistically, how long until this bear can fight with me?
3 years? Is that? Come on, bear.
Let's take a look.
1 year, maybe. It'll be big enough.
Let's say 14, 15 sessions. Do I have to carry this little fragile thing around?
You can get you a wagon.
Brown bears, which this is a black bear, but I mean, there can't be too much of a difference between them, can hit the 150 to 200 pound range after 1 year of life. They reach full maturity around 8 to 10 years.
Okay, I can't wait that long.
Black
Don't
bears
flush
are
it down the
3 to
toilet.
4.
Oh, really?
I'm assuming he's a cub, but how can I do like an insight check or something to see, or animal handling to see how old he is? Can I count his rings?
Should we go to the Fey realm? Leave him here?
I will allow an animal handling check from whosoever. I believe, if memory serves, Althea has great animal handling to try to gauge the age of the black bear.
I'll give you guidance.
Ooh. What's guidance?
Plus a D4.
Yeah.
I also have guidance, I should know. Oh god. 6.
Oh. I'll do one of my own.
My modifier was half of that.
Let me count your little pad. Let me see how thick your little pads are. Okay. 21.
All right. With a 21, you can estimate that this bear is probably in the 3 to 4 month range.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little while before
8 months.
Yeah, at 8 months, he'll probably be able to go toe-to-toe with some creatures for you. And then in a couple years, that'll be bear cavalry range.
All right.
You could ride it.
I feed him. I order some chicken tenders, and I feed him chicken tenders so he grows up big and strong.
Boomer's already feeding him sweet cakes under the table.
Nice.
I apologize. All of the weight ranges that I have given for this bear were not taken into the account the fact that you would spoil him.
Well,
It's going to
I mean,
be
the
chunky.
rounder he is, the more friend-shaped.
That's true.
Correct.
The knitted hat is helping.
Absolutely.
I feel like that maybe we rest here for the night, and then we get started bright and early tomorrow, try to reduce the amount of time that we have out in the snow, and then get to the next town. Hopefully there's no more Draugr attacks that we run into, but we're certainly capable. I got my question answered. We're certainly capable of dealing with it, so if we run into any more issues, we can deal with it again. But
Absolutely.
there's more. The weird thing is for us is that we're not going to be able to help everybody by staying in one spot, but we may be able to help more people if we keep moving, even if that means the people left behind have to deal with some stuff too. I don't like thinking about that, but at the same time, you're coming from somewhere. We're going somewhere.
I propose we, if everyone's feeling charitable, we help the town clean up. We see if anyone sells snowshoes, because apparently we only have 4 sets. And yeah, I agree. We can spend another night here. But we should try to make progress.
Yeah, I
Cool.
totally agree. I'll take
As you're talking,
another.
Go ahead.
I'll take another sour sip, and then just like, and I try to stand up, and I kind of like lean to the side involuntarily.
Give
I
me
sit back
a
down.
Constitution save, Levi.
Oh boy. That is. Ooh, that's gonna be like a 21, actually.
Nice. With a 21, you have your little stumble, but you're mostly able to keep yourself together for the rest of the evening.
Amazing.
As you're going about, Galvar comes up on his little step stool so that he can see over the bar all right, and just says, well, if you're going somewhere else tomorrow, then your best bet would probably be Winter's Reach. I think Winter's Reach is still up and running, going pretty strong. They're further north and then a little bit to the west. If you have a map, I can show you about where.
Oh yeah. Here, and hand him the map.
And he looks at it and he looks at the map, and he immediately, upon seeing how crudely drawn it is, gives it kind of a look of a little bit of a distaste, and looks back at you and says, "This is the best map you have?"
Well,
If
do you have
have a
something?
better one, please.
Yeah. The general at Tamni Norden, what was the phrase? It was, General Hilda. I forget what we called her. General Hilda down at,
It was asshole. It was general
It was-
asshole.
Asshole. General asshole. Yeah.
the general asshole down at Tamni Norden, drew up this map real quick for us. But I mean, if you have something better, or if you want to make any alterations, please feel free. I am attached to this map as a guide, not as an art piece.
Sure.
Of course, you should also give that one a guidance of how to draw it. He's got professional expertise in artwork as well. And I point over to Struvnir.
Yeah, I mean, Scrivmir was glaring daggers at that map, just from an aesthetics viewpoint.
It is god awful by normal standards. So by Scrivmir standards, that is a disaster.
If you want to dictate it, I could probably draw it if you wanted. I mean,
And Galvar says, "Well, I've seen what you've done with our sign out there, and assuming we finish that up, then I'd love to give you one of our more detailed maps so that you can transcribe and make it how you see fit, as well as I heard you talk about snowshoes and things. We have plenty of those that we could just give you. The help you've given us today is well worth it."
well, Governor,
Okay.
Galvar, I really appreciate it. And yes, I think that would be That would be okay. And with his dagger of false wounds, he's just been sort of idly spinning it on the tip of his finger, not realizing that his finger now looks like it's just like spewing blood.
As you've been burrowing a hole through it with the tip of the blade.
Yeah, well, because his dagger, especially for people who haven't seen Session 0, doesn't actually cause any pain or damage. It just provides the illusion of it, and so while he's been staring at the map and thinking about getting to draw a new one, it's just been going all the way through. That's what my doorbell sounds like, by the way.
That
It's
was
just
for
bone.
free. Subscribe
for
to
those-
Patreon
oh,
for
go
the
ahead.
rest.
Yeah, so for those of you who missed Session 0, join our Patreon so you can not miss Session 0. And then you'll get to learn about all of the fun, wonky magic items that our party is touting around.
Also, before we sleep, I would like to do magical tinkering and introduce everyone to Toot. And that's my that's another little crocheted doll, and this is the odor one, and maybe like baby powder and fresh linens to go cuddle with Levi for the night because he is drunk.
I love him so much. Is it him or her or them? I love
These are my
them so-
ladies.
I love her so much. She's very nice. Thank you.
Mhm.
Asia, you do see the one free arm of the crocheted doll kind of just waving around as though it is asking for help, as it is getting squeezed quite a bit by the trunk Levi.
It's definitely me, because I feel so weird, but it's moving.
It's okay too. I can fix anything that happens to you. You'll be okay.
Just accept it.
Thanks. I love you too. I need to go upstairs.
Before we go to sleep, I'm going to have Flacco. Well, first, I look at Toot and I say, it's not as cute as Honey Bun, but okay. And then I'm just going to
That's
say,
a real
Flacco,
animal.
Flacco, I need you to stay up and keep watch over the town, okay? If anything comes, just come flapping in and wake us up, all right?
And you see through Flacco's eyes, he heads out through the door and goes to perch atop the tavern. And because it is the tallest building in the town, immediately you can see not just all of the buildings individually, you can also see about a mile out easy in every direction at least.
Thank you, Flacco. All right, I'm going to turn in.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm turning in.
And Althea's gonna take BB and read for a little bit and then turn in.
Sounds good.
I mean, Scrifmere is going to be doing some calligraphy. Or some,
Cartography.
cartography. And, yeah. No, I was cartography. No, it doesn't quite work.
The cartographer Scrivmir stays up the majority of the night, and also unfortunately keeps up Galvar most of the night for some direction on making sure everything is nice and accurate on that map. And it is gorgeous. It is breathtakingly gorgeous. If we're all good turning in for the night then?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Just when you see it in the morning, he's had it framed, which is not what you probably want. For the map
Oh
that you
God!
Can I do one thing before I go to sleep? I turn in, but I go to my room and I'm going to.
There
look
is
at the
only one
pendant.
room, and it only has one bed in it.
Oh, that is unfortunate. So we are. I'm going to, I guess, take my corner of it. I'll pull out my pack and stuff, and I'll unpack. I'm going to take the pendant, and I would try to focus another identify spell on the pendant to try to guide it so that I can learn at least the name of the person or like whose pendant this was. And I would do however you would like to if you want a cast of that spell plus like a history check or arcana check, I would like to see if I can do that way.
Go ahead and just give me a history check.
History? Okay. Natural 20.
Ooh.
Very nice. So
This is
with
my
that
bag,
roll-
y'all.
with that beautiful natural 20, and with your feature, your special feature in which the ancestors can speak through you, you hear a whisper, a voice calling out to you.
Gaze upon the past, Oracle, and see the truth.
And you see almost like a vision in your head of something that utterly confuses you. It seems to be what looks like a gnome that seems to be at the side of, almost allied with, a massive giant. And, I mean, the giants in general are assumed to be pretty large, but this one is absurdly large. The gnome doesn't even go up to his ankle. And that's about all you get.
Okay. I take that and I dream of it. I play it in my head constantly all night.
I think that's where we will wrap up this session. If you guys could, between this session and the next one, up yourselves to level 2 for me.
Level
Yeah.
2!
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
Shit.
How many magical items?
It's all that cuddle time.